What's up, YouTube?
What's up, everybody?
What it do, Yoto?
We are back.
Like the Garret Show.
It's our first of the new year.
Yeah,
Currently 2019.
2019, everybody. Told you we'd do this. We gave everyone on Facebook a heads up.
Good plus night.
Maybe we'll get some viewers. That's what our hope is, at least.
So,
Talking about football, though.
football. Let's
Some
go.
playoffs.
Let's go. Both of our teams are in the playoffs.
Playoffs? Talk about playoffs?
Not just playoffs. And then some other stuff going on in the league as well.
Yeah.
Like with Broncos.
Oh, God. Stupid Broncos.
There's
Sorry,
a lot going on
Broncos
there
fans.
that we've been listening to.
Yeah, it's not good for donkeys.
No, it's not. But
Mm-mm.
So playoff for wild card coming up this weekend. We got Colts and Texans. I do know that.
Should be a good game. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, Colts and Texans.
Colts are on a roll.
Yes.
Colts just came
What
out
was
of
the-
nowhere at the end of the year.
In the-
Andrew Luck's been killing it.
Do you
I
think
mean-
do you think the Cowboys will be the Seahawks? If their defense shows up like the night they play the Rams.
It's hard to say because Cowboys are one of those hit or miss teams.
It's
And
been
I
a
feel
long
like
time.
the Seahawks are a super powerhouse at the end of the season.
Yeah, well they always keep it rolling.
Pete Carroll just has his team dialed in by the end of the year every time.
And I know that they are predicting the Chargers to beat the Ravens, but I don't agree with that.
I don't know. Chargers are another one of those hit or miss teams. They do have a great record and they've had a great season. And a lot of people would love to see them go a long ways. But
Well, out of all these, the Ravens have the best defense, consistent.
oh, easy.
Out of all, besides the Bears.
I was gonna say,
Besides the Bears, I haven't gotten to that yet. Bears are ranked number one. They have the ranked number one defense.
Bears probably have the best defense.
But
Easy.
out of those 6 teams, the Ravens have the best defense.
The Ravens,
And do you think it's
beginning
gonna
of the year, they had problems.
So
But
do you-
so did a lot of teams.
So who do you think the Patriots will play first round? Do you think it'll be the Texans or like from the Texans and Colts game or from the Chargers and Ravens game? Because if the Chargers win, I'm pretty sure that we will play them.
Yeah, the Chiefs have the lowest seed and the Patriots have the highest seed. So it all goes off of records. And if the Chargers win, they're going to be playing the Patriots. And if the Ravens win and the Texans win, the Texans will be playing the Patriots. And if the Colts win, I don't know who's going to play the Patriots out of the Colts and the Ravens because they both have the same record.
7-1. Oh, I guess the Chargers set a record this year. 7-1 for road games.
It's pretty epic.
It's pretty good. We've only lost.
The Patriots are the only team that are undefeated at home.
Yeah, we have one loss at home.
Yep.
And that was to the Chargers.
So I'm kind of hoping, sorry to say this, but Chiefs lose first round.
No.
Because then the Patriots have to go to fucking Kansas City to play them. I don't want that.
Because if we get past first round, we pretty much have all ride. As long as.
Oh, you have home field advantage all throughout the playoffs.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
Something fucked up's gonna have to happen in Kansas City
this
for
is
you
the
guys
first-
to not go to the
This
Super
is
Bowl.
the first in 3 years that we've had number one spot in the division, though.
This is your year. Chiefs
And
are a hot team.
The NFL even thinks that it's going to come down to Chiefs and Saints in the Super Bowl. And I think the Saints are going to take their division.
I think the Saints
Do that or the Bears.
are a good team.
Imagine the Bears.
But the Saints are going to run into teams like the Bears, and then maybe not. Maybe they won't run into the Bears.
Maybe they'll run into the Eagles.
I mean,
or the Seahawks or the Cowboys.
Yeah, or someone else.
But still, out of
it's a
those,
toss-up.
out of those,
or the Rams.
The only one that's beat them.
The Saints could meet the Rams, and the Rams could somehow pull it out. And then the Rams and Chiefs will be another
fucking shootout,
crazy game. 50s.
Yeah, but just think about it.
Craziness.
Where is the game gonna be at? Is that disclosed?
What, the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I can't remember. It's in a dome. I want to say it's in like Minnesota or.
Because I know they switch it around every year.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look that up.
So maybe it was in Minnesota last year. I can't
your
remember.
Team don't care.
Yeah.
Because your season's over.
Speaking of seasons over and possible careers over, the Broncos, they're just left and right, don't know what to do.
So
for the past 2 years, they haven't known what to do.
So I want to say what you told me earlier. Oh, John Elway said about possibly trading.
Let these mother effers know what John Elway did today.
He talked about trading Von Miller.
Yep.
Possible trade
in the offseason for Von Miller. John Elway said it today.
Your best defensive player.
And I was immediately sick when I saw it.
Yeah, that's terrible. What do you think? Like, he's their captain.
Yeah, that's
everyone looks up to him as a
like
playmaker.
The Patriots getting rid of Tom Brady in a trade.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Dude, you know how it'd be cool though if Vaughn went to KC.
He's probably gonna go somewhere like
out of the division.
Fucking Oakland.
Oh,
he's probably gonna go somewhere like the Raiders.
Oh no.
Or he's probably gonna go somewhere like the Patriots. Win Super Bowls.
Well, Oakland got a good deal out of Khalil.
No, they didn't. They lost the best middle linebacker.
Yes, I agree, but they still got. I think they got 3 picks out of him.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on the picks.
Yeah, depending on the picks, but I can't remember what, but I know they got a few picks for him. But still, Khalil Mack, what is this, his third or fourth year?
I don't know. He is young. I want to say it's his 4th year.
I think it's his 4th year, and this year he would have had a lot more if they didn't double team him.
And he got hurt.
Yeah.
He didn't play like 1 or 2, maybe 3 games.
Yeah, but he set so many records for a forced fumble in every single game.
He's
for
epic.
Like how many games was that? Like 6 or 7?
No, he is ridiculous.
So
the Bears, they know how to make a defense. And they have like random times. Like sometimes they'll have like a terrible defense, and then they'll go like a year or 2 trying to develop a defense, and then they'll just have this insane defense. Like back when Brian Urlacher was with the team. Oh my gosh. They had such a good team.
Oh, so this year they're playing at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta! The Falcons aren't in it, sorry.
Nope.
Sorry, Atlanta Falcons.
I really wanted the Falcons to because for one, Matt Ryan, but I had a lot of their players in my fantasy.
I don't know.
And some weeks they destroy their opponents, and I'd get like 30 points for their players, and then other weeks it's like you get like 5.
I just always feel bad for the Falcons. It's just ever since the Super Bowl where the Patriots just
fucking because they had the most. Well, talk was the Falcons had the most momentum going into the game, and then all of a sudden they met the Patriots.
Crazy.
And Atlanta was
the craziest comeback I've ever seen in my life. And now every time it's just I feel bad for them. I feel bad for the Falcons. I feel bad for Matt Ryan. I feel bad for Julio Jones.
Julio Jones hasn't been doing much this year.
No. I mean,
he's
still amazing.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying he's a bad player.
It's kind of like Odell. He didn't do much this year.
You only see a few highlights this year. Like last year and the year before that, those two were like before Odell got his foot hurt. they were throwing to him a lot more. I think
There are so many good wide receivers this year.
I think next year, since Odell's had this whole year of recovery for his foot.
He played a lot this year, though.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean, though. He's worked his foot out the whole year. I think next year is going to be his comeback year.
That'd be cool to see Odell do good.
Because they got Barkley now.
I hate the Giants, but
well, you know how they are.
They beat
The Giants
the
can suck
Patriots
against
twice
all
in the
bad
Super Bowl.
teams, and then they come and play a good team, and they fucking win.
Yeah, they barely squeak in wild card at the end of the year, and then they win out. They beat everyone at the end of the year. It's just like, how? How do you do that?
Well, so far we've gotten our goals that as the Chiefs.
What do you
Team.
think could derail the Chiefs in the playoffs?
What could derail us if Patty gets
Picked?
well, yeah, if he turns over the ball or if he gets hurt at any moment.
Oh yeah, injuries are huge.
Injuries are huge.
But
with us.
injuries could ruin every team.
Yeah, but our offense is key. As long as our offense keep it rolling, we're fine. If they can stop our offense, that's the thing. If they can stop us, they'll win.
And I don't see the heavy powerhouse defenses in the AFC. Ravens and the Bears. I mean,
Well, Bears are
no,
NFC.
Bears are NFC.
Yeah, so it's really Ravens and the Chargers really don't have the good. They don't have fast enough players. You saw what Tyreek Hill does do to them. What he does to everybody. I can't say to them because he's done it to every best defense in the league.
Yeah, there's no one as fast as him.
Fucking cheetah.
He's ridiculous.
Yeah, I love watching interviews with him. He's so hypey. Like he loves playing football so much.
Oh, definitely. If like you're the fastest
That's
guy on the
good.
field
Yeah.
all the time,
And you're just like, whoa.
you just
They were playing
hold
double
on there.
They were playing double coverage, and he still.
They have to. They almost have to run two levels to where like by the time he outruns his first guy, a second guy's got to be like up to full speed,
Yeah.
ready to run with him.
But if you're not ready to run full speed, because his full speed's more than their full speed,
Oh, yeah.
and they have to get a start, a jump
Mahomes
start.
has got a gun.
He could throw 80 yards or whatever.
Dude's
80,
got
80
a
yards?
serious gun.
There was like 80 yards in the air that
Yeah.
one game
Yeah, I think he did set the record for longest completed pass
through the air.
in a touchdown.
Yeah, like longest downfield. Even though like all the Hail Marys that we've seen over the years. In the end zone.
And then think about guys like Donovan McNabb who could throw it 120, 140 yards.
Yeah, if they wanted to.
Yeah,
They could throw it into the
they
top.
just never completed a pass that far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of those quarterbacks can lob a fucking ball.
Well, just think about how long it takes your receiver to get that far downfield. Most people don't have Tyreek Hills. Most people don't have someone who could run 80 yards in about 6 seconds.
Do you know what I miss as a Chiefs fan? Already, it's Kareem.
Yeah, the running game is not the same.
Well, Williams he's killing it, dude. Like he's coming out running 22 yards of fucking play and shit.
Yeah.
It's killing it.
Yeah.
But Kareem Hunt got 30% of our plays in offense. He got at least 30%.
Yep.
That's
Kareem was a stud.
Yeah. And
It sucks that him and Josh Gordon and people like that have to mess up and.
yeah, because Josh Gordon is a weapon. He's
my
fast.
God.
He's fast.
He helped get the Patriots to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And now it's up to Hogan and Edelman and Gronk.
If Gronk even plays.
And Dorsett's going to be
If
big.
Gronk
I feel
even catches anything.
Oh, Gronk's got to be huge.
He's got it. He's got
Gronk's got to get it together.
Yeah, he's got to take over the playoffs.
Yeah, he's got it. He's got to find his. He's got to find it, or Belichick's gonna sit him and play the backup.
Yeah, I forgot what his name is.
Me too.
That's your team.
Yeah, I don't even remember the backup because he like hardly ever plays. because they're so set on using Gronkowski.
Even as a blocker.
Well, and I think they like using him because he makes mismatches. Like people double cover Gronk, so it leaves someone else open. And I think they like that, so they just keep Gronk on the field, even if he's not open. I mean, Brady at the beginning of the season was stuck on throwing it to Gronk, and Gronk was just dropping balls. He was always double covered. It just Tom Brady hardly ever throws it to him now. He'll throw it to him maybe 3 or 4 times a game, and Gronk ain't been catching none of them.
I know. That'd be my fantasy.
It's ridiculous. I know. I tried to get him in my fantasy. Something crazy happened with my phone, and I ended up picking Devontae Adams instead. And I was like, "Who the fuck is Devontae Adams?" But then that guy killed it for me this year. Killed it.
Yeah,
Like,
I heard you. You were like, "What the fuck? I didn't hit that." And I was like swoop! I'm picking Gronk. I should have grabbed Kels.
He was right after me.
I should have grabbed Kels.
Oh yeah.
I should have grabbed Kelsey. I knew I should have grabbed Kelsey, but I was like, man, if he can get like.
I got Zach Ertz though.
Yeah.
Zach Ertz did really good. But
Tyree.
we both made it to the playoffs in our fantasy, but
we both had similar games.
we both lost.
Well, my team kind of went pathetic in that one game. Barely scored 70 points, and then the game before that they scored 150. So it was just a complete flip flop, and they were sitting most of their starters, and I didn't really have too many backups. I had a team full of stars that they didn't really.
Yeah, and then you know how fantasy draft does the second week, to where the 2 winners go and play for the whole thing, and then the 2 losers of the playoffs play each other. We both had higher scores than them the second week.
Yeah, ours would have been a way better playoff.
So it was like
Super Bowl game. Yeah, literally.
Fantasy is so ridiculous.
The highest I
So
scored
hit or
was
miss.
like I was scoring in like 170s, almost back to back, and 180, and then all of a sudden my team just dropped down to like 70 points.
Yeah.
That's what took me out of the playoffs.
And then the guy that it all ended up being in the end, it was our buddy Pat and our buddy Lars, and we were really pulling for Pat, and Pat scored like 45, 50 points the second week.
Yeah, same
and
thing.
it was like
the same thing happened to me.
That's the lowest score of the whole tournament.
Yeah, and the same thing happened to me. It was because they sat all the starters.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, they didn't
Couldn't
really
believe it.
Tyree didn't really score the second week. He scored the first week for me.
Well, see, for Pat, Antonio Brown got into all that drama with his team. So they weren't giving him the ball, and they weren't. It was just messed up.
Yeah, and
bad.
the Steelers think about there's talk, and the coach came out and said there's no talk about trading. And then now I hear there's other talk. Antonio Brown says differently. And
yeah, and Antonio,
it's a weird situation.
Pretty sure Antonio Brown wants to be traded, and then
they don't want to trade him.
They don't want to trade him, and that's just going to make bad chemistry for the team unless someone can talk sense into him that it's good to be in Pittsburgh. But I mean, I've looked at Antonio Brown's Twitter, and he doesn't want to be in Pittsburgh.
Ugh.
There's even players from other teams that are reaching out, like, come over here. It's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, imagine,
49ers are trying to get him.
Yeah, well, there's 5 teams they said that should get him, that should go for him. I was looking at that earlier. I can't remember who it was.
Broncos need to go for him.
Yeah, because
Broncos have 2 wide receivers.
one of them doesn't catch the ball.
And Cortland Sutton's fucking ridiculous. Sorry, Broncos fans, but Cortland Sutton is not what you thought he'd be. Not what I thought he'd be, at least, either.
The one player I knew who I thought he was going to be for the Broncos was Bradley Chubb. That was the only player I was confident this year.
Yeah.
Was that dude.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a stud. I agree with that. But, I mean, you think Do you think Chubb would have been as good if he didn't have Vaughn?
No.
Me neither. So
Well,
if they trade Vaughn,
because if they're not double teaming Vaughn, they have to double team Chubb.
which they did when
Yeah.
they took Von Miller out.
Yes, because Chubb is just like Vaughn, and Vaughn was super excited at the beginning of the year. As soon as they drafted him,
Yeah, he was
jumping around, going crazy. He was
lit.
all excited. Yeah, he was happy at the beginning of the year. He was really happy.
Mm-hmm. I don't blame him though. If I was in his position and I was blitzing the quarterback all the time, and then all of a sudden draft day they're looking at a linebacker or a defensive end, and it's like, hell yeah! If you guys draft that guy, it's gonna make my job easier, and I'm gonna get more sacks. Vaughn needs to chill though. I mean,
that's
penalties killed Von Miller this year.
Yeah, it was surprising. Because I watched most of almost all of the football games this year.
It was like his timing was off this year.
And I was rooting for him to at least have a winning record this season. But like that loss to fucking Oakland, wasn't that their last loss? No, it wasn't Oakland. It was.
I just can't stop thinking about
Chargers.
that game. I can't stop thinking about that game that they benched him in, that he had the 3 offsides penalties on. The quarterback kept running that quick, what do you call that? Like a quick shout. Like he'd run like a fake hike and then the real hike right after that. And it kept getting Vaughn every time. And that's why he would get offsides.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, the count.
Yep, the snap count.
Mm-hmm. It was I forgot what they called it.
But it was super fast, like, and it was like Vaughn usually does. Like he'll jump and then he'll be able to get back fast enough for the hike. But he was catching him offsides because of his jump. It was ridiculous.
Looking at him. Corner of his eye.
Per riffs. Using his per riffs.
Yeah, because if they can take Vaughn off the field,
Could you imagine Von Miller on another team? Oof. That'd be like a Khalil Mack situation. He's going to immediately make the other team better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like whoever he goes to, they're immediately going to be better.
Yep. Just like... What other big defensive player got traded this year? Well, besides...
Oh, Ndamukong Suh for the Rams.
Yeah. Peters
and Richard Sherman are on the same team, and Aqib Talib and, or is it Aqib and Talib and Peters?
Well, yeah,
Talib and Peters, and then who was the other guy that went to the 49ers with Sherman on trade?
The 49ers?
Yeah, because 49ers got Richard Sherman, and they got someone else.
Ooh.
I can't remember.
Was it offensive player?
No, I'm pretty sure it was another cornerback. Like, it was 2 cornerbacks came onto the team. I can't remember right offhand who it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who it was.
I can't remember that far back.
Nope.
For sure.
Ndamukong Suh and Talib and Peters all going to the Rams, though. Dude, Sean McVay has it figured out. That guy knows how to.
Well, you don't even have to play both Talib and Peters at the same time. You could just swap those 2 out.
Oh my God, it's so ridiculous what Sean McVay did with the Rams. That guy's the youngest coach in the NFL by a lot.
By a lot.
Like he's still in his 30s.
Do you think it's this year for Reed to get a ring? Andy Reid.
Oh, that Reid. I mean, yeah, it is. It's the Chiefs' year. I mean, the Chiefs have the hot hand. I think no one could stop the Chiefs. The only thing that could stop the Chiefs is someone like the Rams that has a fairly good defense and a really good offense. Maybe the Saints too. The Saints have a fairly good defense and a really good offense. The Patriots are one of those teams where you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen when they come on the field.
No, you don't.
Because they could just come out dominating and put up 14 points on you in the first quarter, and you're like, what the fuck happened? I only have 3 points. And then they could come out and they just can't do anything. And it'll be an easy game.
I'm pretty sure
If they come out like that to anyone, though, it's going to be an easy game.
I'm pretty sure that we're gonna come out firing, dude.
That's kind of how I feel about the Patriots. Patriots are, in my eyes, they're going to the conference championship with ease because I don't see anyone in the playoffs right now beating the Patriots at home.
Till you reach us.
But we don't play you at home. The Patriots meet the Chiefs in conference championship. It's being played in Kansas City.
That's what I mean.
Because the Chiefs have a better record.
Mm-hmm.
So, nah.
Yeah, once you come to the
I am very worried in conference championship.
You remember last year when he played in the Kingdom first game of the year?
Yep. But the Chiefs have lost to the Patriots this year.
By 3 points.
You lost to a lot of teams by
3 points. Well, 4. You can't say a lot.
You did lose to a lot of teams by 3 points.
And then one of them was 1 point.
But, okay, you've lost to a lot of teams by less than 5 points.
Yes. That's way better than most of the other teams.
But what worries me about the Chiefs is the Chiefs' offense is so insane and puts up so many points. You should be killing people. Killing teams. The defense is just like, we scored, they can score. They can score.
Well, hopefully it's not that way. Because some days
I hope it's not that way.
Because you saw what they did to the Rams, too,
Unless they beat the Patriots, then I'm not going to be rooting for the Chiefs.
You remember what the defense did to the Rams, though? How many, 3 forced fumbles?
Yeah, but the Rams put up 52 points or 53 points or something like that.
55, wasn't it?
What was
We had 52.
What was the final score of that game?
They won by a field goal, didn't they? Yeah, it was 52, 55 or something like that. 57.
Crazy.
109 points. But that just means both defenses can be destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like bad.
Bad.
Yeah. Well, the Patriots lost to the Titans. They only scored like 3 or 7 points against the Titans.
They were the only
ridiculous.
We set a record. We're the only team this year to score at least 26 points in every single game.
Yeah, that's pretty epic. They showed a thing about the Cowboys. If the Cowboys score 20 points, their win percentage is like 100%.
Really?
If they score less than 20 points in a game, their win percentage is terrible. Just that
That
little margin. If they score 17 points, they're gonna lose. If they score 20 points,
they're probably gonna win.
they're gonna win. Oh, they're gonna win.
They're gonna win. They have 100%.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna win. If they score 20 points, they're gonna win.
Yeah, but
That's what statistics show.
for a few of these offenses out here, you need a lot more than 20 points.
I mean, they are going against the Seahawks, and
The Seahawks
are
they don't play.
crazy.
They
No,
won't.
the Cowboys and the Seahawks both have kind of similar quarterbacks right now. Dak is nowhere near as fast as Russell Wilson, but
Russell Wilson can.
dude, Russell Wilson's like
Isn't he the ranked number 2
running
runner?
back, wide receiver, hybrid quarterback.
I was gonna say he's the ranked number 2 running back on the team.
He's crazy. Oh, I bet he has I bet he has some of the highest rushing yards career-wise for the whole team.
There was one.
Him and Patty Mahomes are the best in the NFL at throwing the ball on the run.
Yeah, every time every time I see Patty snap the ball, it's just like, what's gonna happen? It could be an 80-yarder all of a sudden.
Oh, dude, it was an intense game watching the Patriots and the Chiefs play. That was an intense game. And towards the beginning of the year when we were talking about the Chiefs losses, the Chiefs losses, Patty was throwing interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
So
And he hasn't really.
he ain't done that.
But
when he does,
he kind of
they
learned.
lose.
He's been learning though.
Bad.
He's been learning he's trying to do no turnovers like that. No stupid stuff. We don't need that in the playoffs, and he knows
No, and I hope they do good against a team like the Ravens, but
that. I mean, we already beat him.
if you got to play the Ravens and we got to play the Ravens, I'm worried. Ravens worry me.
We played the Ravens at their home.
The Texans also worry me because the Patriots have lost to the Texans.
If the Texans can't beat us at their home, it's harder to beat them at our home.
It's just so great how the end of the season came out with the Patriots having 2 really easy games at the end of the year. And everyone else having like super hard games and losing.
Yeah.
We had a hard schedule. Patriots just stepped in right behind the Chiefs, like first round bye, bitches.
Yeah. And say, I was worried that they weren't gonna get their first round bye.
Me neither. I was worried the Patriots were gonna have to play a wild card game.
And that's a lot of games.
It hit about halfway through the season, and I was like, oh my god, I'm worried.
Some shit happened with the team. Fucking, they weren't scoring. Brady wasn't putting up numbers.
No, Gronk still ain't doing nothing.
No. Oh, you need your charger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say I'm gonna go look at Gronk's stats for this year.
Yeah, they're pretty terrible. BRB.
Let's see here. Come on. Oh, let's see. Let's see what this says.
What'd you find out about Gronk?
Still looking.
Nothing. They're not saying nothing about Gronk.
They don't have like a number up. I have to search for it right now. And it's taking forever. It's being slow. Oh. Okay.
What'd you find out?
47 catches this year for 682 yards.
We're Bengals.
And 3 touchdowns.
3 titty downs.
Yeah, and his career total, he has 79 touchdowns.
79?
Yeah. 79.
He's not 69, he's 79?
He was 79.
Dang it. Well, 10 off.
See, and then you go to like someone like Kelsey, who had an amazing year.
Yeah. Epic year.
Yeah, 103 catches for 1,336 yards, averaging 13 yards, 10 touchdowns. You know, and he didn't get his first touchdown until the 4th game.
Snap.
Yeah.
Kelsey?
Mm-hmm.
Dang. How about Zach Ertz? What did he do this year?
Let's see.
Because I had him, and he did really good this year. I felt like he did really good this year, at least.
Yeah, he was just behind Travis.
He's behind.
Yeah. Well, Travis set the record for tight end.
He was
This year.
behind.
Did you see that?
No.
Travis Kelce set the all-time record for tight end receiving yards.
Really?
Yeah, for 1366 or whatever.
It's pretty epic.
And then Zach Ertz was at 1,163 yards in the year with 8 touchdowns.
Yep. That's what he did.
It's his best year.
I like it.
He added averagely about 300 more yards in the past 4 years.
He's pretty epic.
Because he was about consistent about 800 for those 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Zach Ertz. He's pretty epic. I feel like,
Why's hot as
yeah,
shit.
professional soccer player. I feel like the Eagles just have the worst luck.
And they're playing this weekend,
Yeah.
and you never know.
We want to hear some feedback. What do you guys think about who's gonna win the whole thing? Who's gonna win
Divisions.
the wild card this weekend? What do you guys think about Von Miller?
Yeah, and that whole
What do
trade.
you think about John Elway? Is John Elway the problem? Like everyone's talking, like the buzz is going around right now.
Do you know how bad that's gonna be for Colorado for this whole state?
Oh
This
man,
is John Elway country.
no, you can't turn your back on John Elway. People
But
are gonna boycott the Broncos if they fire John Elway. I feel like if they demote him, make him like the quarterback coach, that'd be better. That way he's not fired.
Yeah, because I don't know. He was a little too much.
I feel like they need to stop trying to pick up wide receivers and quarterbacks and running backs and
Get a new
they
offensive
need to
line.
get an offensive line.
Yeah, new offensive line.
And they need to really focus on their offensive line.
We talked about this last year.
They need to turn their offensive line into the best offensive line in the NFL. And if you're going to trade someone like Von Miller, start there. Try and pick up 2 really good linebackers with
But
Von Miller.
Another thing is, think that they really need to think about that decision about trading Von Miller.
Yeah, but
That's,
what else goes around? Vaughn finds out and he's like, screw you guys. I'm leaving. I want to trade now. It's not even a choice now.
what if he got traded and able to play to one of the playoff teams before?
Oh, no, he couldn't do that.
You don't think so?
No. And didn't Vaughn just sign a new contract like 2 or 3 years ago?
I'm pretty sure, because I thought he had a franchise tag on him.
Yeah, he's a... Yeah, but they can take the franchise tag off.
Yeah, but that's a big fucking thing though.
I don't know how big of a deal that is.
That's
I
a
don't know.
pretty big deal to
I
take.
don't know what that
To all of a
entails.
sudden think, because he, just because I don't know if it's because of his performance this year, but him getting double teamed caused everyone else to have good numbers.
Fairly good numbers.
Yeah,
They sucked. They did not have good team chemistry.
No.
And everyone blames it on the coach or the coaching staff or
Quarterback.
whatever you want to.
Well, they like to blame it on the quarterback here.
See, and I don't get that because Case Keenum's a good quarterback, but
Yeah, they like to blame it on the quarterback
it's
here.
his first year. He's trying to figure out the wide receivers. Never played with them before. He has 1 year right now, and he was doing fairly good towards the end of the year. Like they actually had a playoff run.
Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden,
Granted, they had to win out, but
that I think the pressure with them having to win out got to them.
yeah, but they won 2 games with that pressure.
Yeah.
And then that 2 games built up, and then it was like they had, what was it, 3 games left in the season, and they won that, or they lost that very next game. Then it was over.
Yeah. Because everyone else kept winning. And Chiefs have ran this our division, the West at least,
For 2 years.
3 years now.
This
Has
is
it been
the
3?
third year in a row.
Yep.
And
Every year we get to the freaking first round of playoffs, and then there's no talk about the Chiefs anymore.
Now
Now it's the Chiefs better make it to the Super Bowl. Who are they going to play though?
Saints, Chiefs and Saints.
Me and Garrett were talking. We need a sponsor for this podcast. We need a sponsor to be able to pay for microphones, new camera,
Yeah, so we don't have to use
headsets.
so we don't have to use this nice phone, even though it works great. But
Does work great. But I feel like our quality of our sound and video will be 10 times better if we get all that.
Oh, show them the room and see what they think of our podcast room.
This is me and Garrett. This is our little corner nook we sit in. Over there's a little shelf. But it's a little nook. And then out here's the real room. It's kind of it's just a little back room in my garage that we redid. Badass shelves, stuffed on the shelves. Yep, well, we're gonna come back.
Yeah, we're all full up here.
Yep.
I think we're stuck to this table.
So, we need a sponsor. But eventually, we'll buy our microphones. I mean, we're about we're over a year into our podcast, so I would say it's time to start investing in headsets, actual laptop, and maybe a producer. I mean, we might need a tech guy to run our
we need to get
stuff.
everything linked up to the TV too.
So if anyone wants to send some shout outs to anyone who's trying to learn production or learn that shit, because if anyone knows anything about radio, if you want to start radio, usually you do it for free, because you got to learn a lot before you get good enough for anyone to be able to pay you to do radio or music or any kind of production.
No.
So if you want to learn, come learn with our equipment and learn how to make a podcast.
Yep.
We're down with that.
Totally down with that.
Yeah, but we need a production guy who can sit over here and change screens and give audio and pull up pictures of Ray Lewis's head and shit while we're talking about stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
That would change.
You guys would enjoy that.
That would change the game.
And then we could get our tech guy to be like, hey, can you possibly find out how to send an email to Apple Podcasts to where we could stream some of our stuff on Apple Podcasts or get our stuff onto iHeartRadio or I don't know. Shooting for the stars. Shooting for the stars.
Start pretty close here.
Hey, also, shout out Bobby Bones. You're my hero, man. You're my idol. I listen to you every day. After your morning show, I listen to your podcast. It's retarded. I'm obsessed.
We watch you every day, Dancing with the Stars too. Don't forget that.
With my boy, watching Bobby and Sharna's fine ass.
You kissed her. Don't even lie.
She's the hottest mermaid I've ever seen.
She's the hottest mermaid. That's funny.
And Bobby, you killed it. Don't let anyone tell you that you ruined Dancing with the Stars, because they're just jealous because their person didn't win. And so who cares you didn't have the best dancing skills? They shouldn't have put you on there because they knew.
It's like,
maybe it's a conspiracy. Maybe they knew they didn't want to pick you, and then you're the last one that got picked and the worst odds because they knew you had the biggest following. Bobby Bones said on the show this morning that his publisher or his publicist or his manager or whatever, they did an article on Bobby Bones. He speaks to 9.5 million people a day.
Jesus. That's a lot of ears.
And then he went into talking about how they did that study for the radio show and they only came up with 5,000. So the other 4.5 million are like coming from podcast or like I don't even know. Or else the people that did the research for the radio show are a little off.
Does that also go through iHeartRadio, through the radio station?
The radio station is through iHeartRadio. Bobby Bones Show in the morning on the radio show that everyone hears, that's all through iHeartRadio. Crazy thing is Bobby Bones is the only one to do that format of radio show ever. A live streaming radio show broadcasted through a bunch of radio shows through iHeartRadio that is like they have all of radio stations and all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
but
people
it's
want to hear
crazy.
A lot of people here listen to Bobby. You'll hear it everywhere.
Oh my god, yeah.
Anyone gets out of their car,
Bobby Bones is blowing up. They did in this article. They called Bobby the most powerful man in country music.
He's not even.
He's not really. All he is a voice in country. He's not even a singer or an artist.
Yeah.
I mean, he is. He is absolutely an artist, but he doesn't have country music songs on the radio. He's just a radio show host.
He just talks about country songs and playing them.
And he finds a lot of new artists.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I've been listening to his podcast. I think I started listening to his podcast probably, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months ago. And I started from like now. And I went back like 2, 3, 4 podcasts. And then I was like, I stopped. And I was like, I got to go all the way back to the beginning. And start from the beginning and then catch up. So I was figuring, he's putting out a podcast a week. Sometimes he puts out 2 a week. So if I listen to like 2 or 3 a day, I'll catch up in no time. I'm only at like 20, and he has like 280 or something.
It's like trying to catch up to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, it's like trying to. Well, and he's like same thing. It's like every podcast is an hour.
All the ones I've been looking at, because I listen to Joe Rogan podcast a lot.
Dude, his are starting to be long.
Most of them are 3 hours.
They're starting to get long.
I can't even make it through half of it before I pass out. Because I usually listen to it before bed and like when I'm getting ready.
But think about his point of view. He gets to talk to his favorite, his most idolized people he can get on his show.
Most of them are comedians.
Think about that in your position. Think about you being able to get the most people you've idolized your whole life. Mm-hmm. They come get to talk to you. You talk to them for 5-6 hours too, and then you only see about 3 hours of the podcast, and then you follow his Instagram. And they're doing stupid shit after the podcast or before the podcast. They're doing dumb shit. They're shooting bow at Joe's fucking studio. They're lifting weights. They're just doing dumb shit, hitting golf balls.
Have you been watching Joe Rogan's podcast at all recently?
The last Joe Rogan podcast I watched I watched 2 in one day. I watched the Elon Musk one. I've watched that podcast like 2 or 3 times. I love listening to Elon Musk talk about Elon Musk. That guy is fucking interesting as shit. And then I watched the Macaulay Culkin one.
When they had the Sober October, did you watch that one? Mm-mm. So, like, they stopped doing everything. Drinking, smoking, doing drugs.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
For a month. And they were working out so hard. Like, Joe was putting in, he said, like, 8 to 9 hours in gym time a day. Just to keep himself from drinking or smoking.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and some of the other guys were going just as hard. Bert Kreischer, do you know that fact, he has a big tummy? The one I told you about I showed you, the machine story.
Oh, yeah.
He ran a marathon during that time, dude. Yeah. That's how hard they were going in.
I would have to do that too. Like if I ever stopped drinking.
I would have to. They would drug test each other. They were doing all kinds.
Dude, I'd have to go out and run an hour or 2 a night.
But there was 4 of them doing this. Al Shira and
He's awesome.
yeah, they're a bit like best friends, dude.
I know.
They're all best
He's
friends.
loud and obnoxious.
Yes, he is. But I love him.
He's the one that always takes his shirt off. Isn't he?
Mm-mm. That's Bert.
Oh, that's Bert.
That's Bert.
No,
Well, actually, he does take his shirt off, but
I was gonna say I've seen him take his shirt off.
but
in
he's skinny.
podcasts.
He's skinny.
Yeah,
he's skinny. He's skinny.
Loud and obnoxious.
Yeah.
Big old nose.
Yeah.
He looks like Doug from that TV show.
Doug. Why do I think of like 10 different TV shows when I hear that name?
No, I'm pretty sure the TV show was named Doug, and that was the main character.
Doug. What?
Yeah, Nickelodeon, I think.
Kid
show.
Before I didn't probably watch that.
Maybe. Doug and Skeeter.
Oh wait, what? Why does that sound?
Skeeter was his best friend.
Why does that sound familiar?
Oh. Because Doug and Skeeter were the shit, man. That's what Al Shafir looks like. He looks like Doug, but he's tan and he has dark hair. And Doug,
They live
little
on the
white
beach.
boy.
They live on the beach.
he was a
They
little.
live in California on the
But
beach.
the nose, that's about it. So, YouTube, how you been? I guess I do have a sponsor that kind of sponsors our show. Anderson Rustic Wood. Come check it out. Build any furniture, homemade, custom furniture you could think of. Mainly coffee tables, entryway tables, end tables. On Facebook, Anderson Rustic Wood LLC.
Look at this beautiful thing.
Yep. This is a slab of, I do believe it's walnut
Yes.
or cherry.
No,
Or,
that's
Alright.
walnut.
And put a liquid glass finish on it. You just pour it on, work it to the sides, and it self levels, and it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. And if
And-
you scuff them up, like do.
Yep. Might in the future, but we don't really have upholstery figured out yet. Haven't even really tried it,
But
but
it's a lot of sewing.
yeah, and I'm not a sewer,
Yeah, you need a whole sewing.
not a
table.
sewing master.
Yes. The master of
But
the
I am a wood carving craftsman master of arts. And my wife, she helps me finish them. Or she mainly finishes them. I don't really do it.
He builds it, she finishes it.
Yeah. Family business. So that's our one sponsor that we have. But we really need like a real sponsor. Like
So able to throw a
we
little
need
bit
like
of
a
money.
sponsor like, and probably not like a. Are we back? We're back. Like yo.
technical difficulties.
All right, but we're gonna get out of here. You've been great, YouTube. Love you. Next time we're gonna be talking about like more football and probably like Trump because we didn't talk about that, and maybe some news, maybe some. I don't know.
We'll talk about stuff. We'll figure it out when it comes to that point.
Love you, YouTube. Bye.
See you later. Peace out.
Bye.